I'm briefly inside the 2017 Jeep Compass. Such a huge improvement over the last generation. This is the Trailhawk edition. Um, the materials are fine. The leather seats, you can get custom leather colors through Mopar and Jeep dealers, so that's something to consider, because otherwise this interior is all black, with the exception of some red accents around the shifter, the instrument cluster, and the speakers. The center console is the one part of the interior I'm not too crazy about. It's a really thin piece of plastic that sits between the passenger and the driver, and it bends towards the driver. It allows a little more room for the passenger. I just realized it's because on the passenger side there's actually a little storage net, a little holder on the passenger side. It does allow for a lot of knee and hip room for the passenger, but there's just not a lot of places to put your things in the center console. So if you have a phone, it's best to keep it in your pocket, in your bag, or in the center console storage, which is spacious enough. I have a 2007 Hyundai wagon, and I use a separate GPS device, and I use a smartphone attached to the windscreen, right? And getting a new car would require me to sort of drop all the accessories. I would use the center screen for navigation, I would use Apple CarPlay, I would keep the phones in the center console, hook them up via USB. So there's less clutter in new cars, but there's still no place to put anything aside from beverages in the center console. It's a design decision. It was also done to I assume, cut costs. But if you compare this to the Jeep Renegade's interior center console is far more better designed. And this is actually a little puzzling. I mean, yeah, I know that the Compass, they had to keep the price under $30,000, but you really cannot unsee something that isn't symmetrical. So you just see a console that is biased, ever so slightly bumped to the left towards the driver. One great thing though is that the seats are very close together. They are maybe 10 inches apart. Yeah, make that 8 inches apart. The seats are very close together, like a sports car. The Jeep Compass is slightly smaller than the Ford Escape, and with discounts it costs slightly less than the Ford Escape.